Ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce the funniest person I know, me! Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend.
And I'm James, your black friend.
And this is the Fat and Black Connection,
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, you know, as long as it's interesting to ya boys.
Darn right, because if it's not interesting to us, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So, James, this is, as we always make sure the header says, this is a live interactive broadcast. What does that mean?
That means we are 100% live right now. It is 8:02 on the West Coast. Nothing but the best coast, baby. And we are live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Daily Motion, like YouTube, wherever you at, we there. So basically, if we are also, like he said, interactive, we are live, we are interactive. We want your comments, we want your questions. Literally, sometimes those change the direction of the show.
That's right. So use those chat features, send us some messages. We'll throw them up if we like them, and if we don't, then too bad. So, so James, it's a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I will own it. That's on me. Yesterday, I just
hey, no need, bro. You were tired. It's all good. It happens.
Well, it's not even just that I was tired. It's, I've started this new job, and it's
that's right.
been a little bit hectic, trying to get things caught up to where they kind of need to be. And this job also requires the standard pretty much 8 to 5. And so, it makes it a challenge to try and prep for the show. Other jobs I've had in the past, I can be done at, let's say, 3. And so then I've got a couple hours before the wife and kid come home for dinner and all of that. And where right now I don't really have that. So it's a struggle. And, juggling other things, we've got Radio Story Hour that we've been working on. We've got Murphy's Inc. that is coming here in the very near future.
Yeah, look out for it. It's coming.
Yes. So we actually just finished all of the music and transitions for the show. And so our audio engineer, who is a freaking wizard,
he's a genius.
He has already dropped them in to the recordings and has provided us episodes 1 through 3 to go through and give them a final listen, see if we find anything. And we are James, I think it's going to happen. I think episode 1 is going to air on November 25th.
Ooh.
Okay. We're shooting for the last 6 weeks of the year.
Okay.
So I'm thinking
crunch time.
Friday, November 25th, episode 1 is going to air. So
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a sale for everybody. That's going to be special. That's something special, people.
Yeah. So I've got fingers crossed. I think it's going to happen, and I think I deserve a drink. Oh, what do you got?
To that, I mean, we just dealing with just a watermelon seltzer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, over here I'm trying out the Jim Beam Classic Highball.
Yeah, I saw those.
Bourbon and seltzer with a hint of citrus. So
yeah,
I've never had one of these. I enjoy bourbon, so
okay. Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. Ooh. That is, and this is James, this is a 5% alcohol by volume. What does that mean?
Nope, ain't going there again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it really is a subtle hint of the citrus. And the
is the bourbon taste strong? Is the bourbon strong?
No, it's there and it's enjoyable, but it's not strong. So it's kind of interesting.
That's good, because sometimes bourbon can overpower stuff. So
absolutely. So what have you been up to? Anything exciting? Anything fun before we start getting into some stuff?
No, not really. Just I went to check out. I had a little bit longer time. I went one time before to Area 15, and you know, just was able to kind of look around and really check it out a little bit more than the last time I went. The last time I went, I was meeting some people there, but they ended up they were leaving as I was getting there, so I only did like a quick tour around. And so on Tuesday, after I got off of work, I was able to go over there, just kind of check it out, see what was going on.
Right
So
on.
that was cool. It's a nice spot, man. Actually, I mean, it's very trippy, and they got a lot of like the things in there like to do like that. I don't know if you've heard like the Omega Mart they have. It's like a store with like random uh goodies and stuff like that. But it's like there's a charge to get into this little market thing. And I was like, yo, what? And for Nevada residents, it was like $30. I was like, wait, so you make me pay to get inside, and then I have to pay for items inside?
Is it like a one-time charge, and you can go as many times you want for a
I don't know.
year?
I just
Because
didn't.
that's Costco, right? You got to
Right.
pay.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's the case, then maybe I'll you know, maybe it's worth it. But like, I'm not going over there like all the time. It was pretty much, I just wanted to see what it was. And then I saw that you had to have tickets to get in. And I was like, wait, what? They have a couple other things going on in there too. They have like this chair, like almost roller coaster type thing that goes around the thing, it's actually kind of cool looking. But yeah, they found a way to nickel and dime you for everything. The entry's free, but some of to do the activities and stuff like that, and like, you know, the bars and stuff they have, of course, those cost, of course, but like for the little the activities that they have inside, they get you.
So if you were a visitor to Vegas, like you're coming from out of state or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is it a place to check out, or
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I would check it out. It's I mean, you know, if they have like the axe throwing,
you can do that just about anywhere?
yeah, they have that in there. They have a couple different dining spots in there, which look like they had pretty good food. They have a number of bars. They have a 21 and up arcade, which is, I mean, it's like 2 stories. They got like not shuffleboard. Is that shuffle? Yeah, shuffleboard. They have pool tables, foosball tables. They have a lot of old school arcade games, a lot of pinball, a number of pinball machines. So it's definitely like if you're coming from out of town with like a group of friends or whatever, and you want kind of just an interesting place to go hang out and just chill, Area 15 is definitely a spot you should check out.
Okay. And you mentioned shuffleboard, and that just brings up the fact that we're going on a cruise here in a very short amount of time, man. It's the gap is closing. We're a little over 5 months away.
Yep.
And you know, I don't think there's shuffleboard on this cruise though. There is laser tag. There are go-karts.
Yeah.
And there's lots of booze and lots of food.
Yeah.
So yeah, no shuffleboard though, I don't think. So okay. Well, one of the things that I think we need to talk about and follow up on from a past conversation is Tuesday, 2 days ago, was election day here in America. And we here discussed, you know, some of the questions. We discussed, you know, this is the state of Nevada, and so we both live here.
Right.
And so for those of you that don't, we're going to spend a couple minutes talking about what's going on here in Nevada. And we apologize if that's not your cup of tea. But
every once in a while,
but it's important. It's interesting to us.
Yeah.
And that's what this show's all about. So if it's not interesting to you, then suck it. So yes, DX throwing it up. So let's go ahead and bring up the election results as they stand right now. And this is from the Reno Gazette-Journal, the RGJ. These are statewide. We're at 85.9% of the votes counted. Now, here's what's crazy to me. When I went to bed on Tuesday night, there was like 5% in. Okay. Mm-hmm. When I got up Wednesday morning, it was at like 77%.
Yeah.
So from Wednesday morning till to now, Thursday night, it's only gone up 8%. Now, the very frustrating thing to know is that mail-in ballots, they had to be date stamped on Tuesday,
Right.
but they can come in as late as Saturday. So this vote won't be officially done probably until Sunday.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Well, and that's part of the issue with the my personal opinion is if you are going to be out of state, going to be out of country, you're military, those to me are valid reasons for doing a mail-in ballot.
Right.
To me, otherwise, show up on election day, or hey, get your ballot in advance and drop it off on election day.
That's
I'm
what I
okay
did.
with that too, and that's what I did as well.
Yeah.
I have mine set up for mail-in, but I fill it out and I drop it off at the election spot on day
Yeah.
of.
Exactly. That's what I do. I've done that for I did that for the primaries, and I did
Mhm.
that for this one. I just make sure I drop it off on that day, so it's there. I
Yeah,
know I dropped it off at my polling place.
yeah, and it's nice because you don't have to stand in the line.
Nope.
You get to just walk in, boom, give it to the person. They're like, okay, cool, you're done.
Hey, is your polling place at a school?
Mine was, yes, mine was at the junior high.
Was it closed down?
It seemed to be.
Yeah, because the school that I mean, this is the only second time I've been to the school, but so I guess the primaries were over the summer, so that didn't really matter. But they actually had I guess a teacher in like an in-service day or whatever, so that the kids didn't have to be there. So it was easier. They didn't have people running around and stuff. Because I remember when I was in elementary school, over at Lincoln Elementary School in Newark, that on election days we were in school, and we had adults just walking onto campus to go vote. So it was weird, but yeah, no, I mean, I was, yeah, I was like, that's actually kind of good idea to, especially out here with all these creepers.
Like you. Yeah. So
Not me.
as you can see on the screen right now, we've got the Nevada governor tally at where it stands right now. And Joe Lombardo appears to have about a 3% lead. And this page will refresh it just before we went live. This page refreshed and there was a bit of a jump. He's got a approximately 27,000 vote lead right now.
Mhm.
And the margin was as wide as about 40,000. So that's continuing to close, and I'm expecting it's probably going to end up somewhere around with Joe Lombardo winning at about 20-ish thousand votes. And the interesting thing here is the state overall, and as you can see, pretty much a lot of red except for two counties, Clark County and Washoe, and that actually just changed because when we were looking at this
Yeah,
earlier, that was
it's
red and
red. Yeah.
Lombardo was winning. So that's had a little bit of a shift. Um, Talking about the U.S. Senate, the seats here. So Adam Laxalt has a very narrow margin right now, less than 1%. Looks like he's up by about 9,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
This just earlier today, he was up by about 17. So this is continuing to close. There's a lot of people who think both of these are going to actually end up going the way of the Democrat with some of these last minute ballots getting counted. So we'll see how it turns out. I think they're both going to be pretty close, but I'm thinking with what I've been seeing that Laxalt's still going to win probably by somewhere around 5,000 to 7,000 votes. And then it shows the different districts for the U.S. House up here.
Yeah, I think we have Titus down here because that's who, at least the commercial wise, that.
Well, yeah, and you have districts 1, 2, and 3 down there.
Oh, okay.
And then, I'm sorry, 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And then District 2 is basically all the rest of the state. And so, yeah, Mark Amaday, he handedly won his district, by 23%.
Yeah.
And nothing else has been called officially. But it looks pretty clear to me that the rest of the seats will probably be going for the D. And then it breaks down the Nevada State Senate and the Nevada Assembly by the different districts. Here's where we talked about this.
Yeah.
And that's the ballot initiatives. And first up that it's showing is question number 2, raising the minimum wage to $12 an hour. And it looks like that's going to pass. It's at 54.6%. So it's close, but it looks like it's going to pass.
Yeah.
Which means starting on July 1st of 2024.
Oh, 24. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
23.
The minimum wage in the state of Nevada will be $12. It can be increased purely by an act of the Legislative Council Bureau, and it will likely increase based on inflation. And the crazy part to me is when you think about the state of Nevada, who's one of the, and I'm talking about state of Nevada as an employer, it is one of the largest employers in the state, to the tune of almost 25,000 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And if you increase that minimum wage to $12 an hour, that means every other position in the state is going to increase incrementally, with that $12 being the new bottom base.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of people don't think about those things, that you increase the minimum wage and it won't immediately, for most private businesses, impact people. Like if you right now were working somewhere making $12, let's say $13 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the minimum wage is 12, you're probably not going to get an increase of $2.
Right.
Where as a state employee, I'm going to get an increase purely because of this. And I'm terribly not as, I don't know if you saw that, but this page just updated. So we'll go back to the top in a minute and see where we're at now.
Yeah,
but,
I was like, oh, what's going on?
Equal Rights Amendment that passed pretty handedly, 57.8 to 42.2 where it is right now, but they've already given it the check mark.
Yep.
And then of course the top 5 ranked choice in the general election.
Still don't. Oh, well.
Yes. And as Jenny has said, the lowest grade in the state of Nevada right now pays $9.57 an hour. So when you increase that up to 12, that difference of $2.43 is going to be incrementally increased to every position throughout the state. So yeah, the top 5 primary ranked choice general election, that looks like it's going to pass. Now, what that means is here in Nevada, this will have to go on to the general election in 2 years. And if it passes that time, then it will actually be enacted.
Yeah.
So we have some other election results. We've got the Attorney General, Aaron Ford, pretty much looks like he's won. They haven't given him the check mark, but he declared victory today, and Sigal Chadha shut down her Twitter page or profile. So sounds like that one's pretty much done. Unfortunately, John Kennedy wasn't able to make a comeback from the dead. For controller,
stupid.
It looks like Andy Matthews is probably going to win, which I got to tell you is hearing this gentleman speak is frustrating as a state employee. Knowing what the controller and the controller's office can and cannot do. Because
you worked in the controller's office for...
No, but I've worked very closely with the controller's office.
Okay.
And the guy just sprouts off ignorance, saying he's going to do X, Y, Z, and it's like, no, you can't do that.
You don't have that power.
Yeah, that's not relevant to the controller. So, whatever. Lieutenant Governor, looks like that one's going to be pretty cut and dry. State Secretary of State. This one is interesting. It keeps flip-flopping back and forth. Jim Marchant actually had the lead up until a little while ago, and he had upwards of 10,000. So we'll see where that ends up. And then it goes into the Supreme Court, and then the Treasurer. Oh, and actually, we were just talking about this before the show. Just before the show, Zach Conine was actually losing by quite a few votes, and he has now taken the lead, it looks like.
Yeah.
So things are still happening here in Nevada. This is unfortunately frustrating as a citizen, because it'd be nice to know, and especially as a state employee, it's nice to know who are we potentially going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
So let's roll back up to the top, because we have had a refresh, and it does look like a lot of things have changed. So we're up to 86.15% now.
Oh, hey.
And still at a 3% difference here.
Yeah.
27,000 vote difference, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And lack salt back up to about 8,000.
Yeah.
So
That's actually, I think that's where, wasn't that where it was? That was
it
where it was.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like where it was.
So, these are coming in, they're coming in live. We'll keep an eye on it. If we see anything drastic happen before the end of the show tonight, then we'll come back to it. But I just thought we did discuss this, and it's good to follow up. And
Absolutely.
it's frustrating how slow it is. Many other states around the country, they're done. They've
Mhm.
moved on. They've here's who's elected, here's who isn't, and let's get those people in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, so what? It's like right now they have to deal with a runoff in Georgia
Hmm.
for the Senate seat, and then California still has like a number of days left because of all their mail-in and stuff as well. So
Well, and their ranked choice.
is California ranked choice? I thought they were. I didn't realize they went ranked choice.
Yep. So yeah, ultimately it was election day 2 days ago, and I hope you all did your civic duties,
Yeah.
voted. Don't care how you voted, as long as you
Nah.
did. It's a right that we're given, and you should try and utilize it.
And look, if you and like I said before, like one of the reasons I vote is so I can complain. Because if you don't vote, you really you can complain, but you didn't do your part
Yeah.
in with the outcome. So
Well, and even more to the point, if you really want to complain, get involved. If you really don't, I'll be honest, I'm very disappointed in a lot of the choices that we had here in Nevada in general on both
mhm.
sides. I feel like our country as a whole is way too divided, and that both sides are playing into that. I don't see anyone truly making much of a concerted effort to uh, bring things to some kind of good place, and it's frustrating when you know you and I talk, right,
Mhm.
and that I tend to have my leanings on certain topics,
Right.
but I never try to force my beliefs, because I don't think that's how we get things done.
No. And
Conversely,
that's
I don't bash people for their beliefs if they're counter to mine.
no. I mean, it doesn't do anything. But the problem is, I mean, this the everybody like at least in government wise, at least like on the national level. I don't know how it is on the state level, but on the national level, it's like, oh, well, you guys came up with this proposal. We don't like it. We automatically don't like it, so we're not going to vote for it.
Well, and a lot of the times that's it. It's you've
Yeah.
got the D, so we're not going to vote for it. You've got the R, we're not going to vote for it. Rather than
Like,
what
is
is
this
actually
gonna?
being proposed.
Yeah. Like, and is it gonna help people? Is it gonna help people? Is it gonna help the nation? Oh, well, you guys came up with it, so automatically we're not gonna vote for it. Or like, oh, we want these changes made to it, and so they make those changes, and we're still not gonna vote for it. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
all
very much strongly feel that there needs to be a third, fourth, fifth, sixth party that.
yo. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we get I'm saying, like, that's what needs to happen. It need like just the independence. I mean, hell, bring back the Whig Party for all I care. But like, we need more choices. We need people. We need this. I mean, it's been a two-party system for far too long, and the two-party system just doesn't seem to really be working.
No, it really doesn't.
And even when
And
you're independent, you almost have to go one side or the other. It like
well, and even with those two parties, they're so fractured.
yeah.
You've got both sides, right? You've got the far right, which are frankly a little bit
Cuckoo,
nutty, and then you've got the far left, which are
cuckoo.
frankly a little bit nutty.
Yeah.
And not to say that I'm a centrist, because I am with some things, but there are many that I'm not.
Mhm.
Uh, but ultimately, our country is just becoming more and more fractured because people are trying to find differences rather than commonalities.
and then just the I mean, like, just the some of the simple reality based stuff. I mean, it's like, come on, people. Like, this is the real world. Let's figure this out. Like, like, you know, he was president. He's not president now. You know, let's
I'm not sure exactly to what you're referring to, but I'll just go ahead and assume that you're a nut job too. So,
cuckoo.
yes, yes, kind of nutty.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears and let's talk about some happier things,
Yes, please.
shall we? Oh, oh,
Man, you can't sue Olaf.
poor Olaf.
Oh man, that's
So
such a
I
great picture.
I posted a story on our page that Disney is being sued by a gentleman claiming that the opening song from Frozen 2 was actually of his creation. And it's interesting if you read the page and you read his story. He's like, I'm sitting in the movie theater watching this with my kids, and I had to like stand up because it's my song.
And my kid was like, "Daddy, they took your song," and I was like, "What?"
Okay, so the story was compelling enough to me that I was like, okay, I've got to at least listen to both these songs to see,
Right.
you know, what do they sound the same? Because by the way the story was written, it made
Yeah.
it seem like
They took his song.
And I listened to them both.
Mhm.
And aside from the chorus sentence being similar,
Yeah.
musically, I didn't hear it.
No.
Lyrically, it's not there at all.
No, like they actually, I mean, there was a lot of breaks in his version that they filled in with work. I mean, like, you know, it looks like he well, he was complaining about I can't remember the guy's name.
David something or other.
No, I'm talking about the who who did a lot of the music for Frozen 2. The husband wife duo. In that story, it said that
Robert Lopez.
Yeah, Robert Lopez. Yes,
same guy who did Avenue Q.
He would do he would go to YouTube and stuff for inspiration, and which okay, but like and this is I was thinking about this. I listened to that song like 2 times because I listened to it once all the way through. I listened to, and then I listened to the Frozen song, and then I listened to it again. But like the second time, I ended up hitting something, so I had to start it over. I'm wondering if this guy is doing this for clicks, so that people,
it's working, right?
Yeah, so people will listen to the song. So he'll get some publicity. He's getting publicity for it. He's getting clicks on whatever music site you're going to because they want to hear if this song sounds alike. So
and the guy's name is Daniel Grigson, by the way, and the song is from 1999 and released under Pelican Records.
And it's a group name. It's like a group name. It wasn't like the one I looked up. When I looked it up, it wasn't even it wasn't, I put his name in and it came up as I can't even remember the name of the group that it was.
Yeah, well, and the name of the song is That Girl.
That Girl, yeah. You're gonna sue a bunch of other people because they use the same title.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's so
it's
so ludicrous, and you know, I had to comment on the story, and this is from InsideTheMagic.net, which is a well-known, if you're a Disney fan, it's a well-known site where they post a lot of stuff. And you know, I had to comment on there because it's literally, there's the one line in the song where his version is "Some things never change." I'm sorry, some people never change. Where in the Frozen song, it's "Some things never change," which is also the name of the song.
Right.
So, you know, it's silly to me that because even even if he's
So,
getting clicks, I don't know if it's enough to offset the legal fees that he's going to end up having.
yeah, I mean, listen, you're one of the biggest issues that you're gonna have is you're gonna be going up against Disney lawyers.
Well, and I think what's also silly is that he is suing for royalties and whatever is believed to have been made off of that song,
You're not gonna
and
get that, bro.
he wants it removed from the film.
Not gonna happen.
So it's not even like he's like, just give me a lump sum and you can keep the song in there. Like he
Yeah.
wants it removed.
The song sets up, like, I think it's the story talks about that song sets up the movie.
Mhm.
So good luck, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fact, and I'm like, I mean, literally listening to that song, there is nothing. There is, I mean, like you said, there's that line. That's pretty much it. Everything else is pretty much consequential. It doesn't sound. The sounds are totally different. The orchestrate. I mean, of course, there's orchestration because it's Disney, but I don't hear it. He
Yeah.
might have taken inspiration from said song, but I guarantee you, he did not steal that song. Robert Lopez has done too much music.
Yeah. He doesn't need to.
He's done too much music to where he doesn't need to steal anything. Like he said, he might take inspiration from other artists, and a lot of artists do that. They take inspiration. Billy Joel is is famous for taking inspiration from some of his musical idols, but he never steals a song.
Mm-mm.
So Robert Lopez has been in this industry far too long, doing music for films and other stuff, to where he's gonna steal a song because he knows that that's gonna just there's a whole raft of problems that go in with stealing music, basically.
Indeed. And speaking of rafts, just announced today,
It's so random.
Disneyland is going back. They are
Yeah.
reverting the Tarzan treehouse that has
Yep.
been at Disneyland, and it is going back to the Adventureland treehouse, which is inspired by Swiss
Swiss
Family Robinson.
Wait, before wasn't it Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, because it is going to be different, it's not going to be just straight up Swiss Family Robinson. And I think it obviously is much larger
Yeah.
in scope, and
There's those little that it branches off a little bit more.
yeah,
It looks like.
and obviously this is concept art, so
Right.
it may not be the final product, but it considering a lot of Disney stuff today where they're trying to use recent IP to do their rides or attractions based around, it's
Mhm.
interesting, which makes me think that something is happening here, which is we're going to get a new Swiss Family Robinson.
Well, that's what it sounded like in the story. When I towards the end of it, it sounds like they're going to be remaking this film. It
And
sounds like it'll be some sort of remake, or something along those lines.
yeah, and that probably makes a whole lot more sense with them going back to this. And in all honesty, a lot of people were disappointed when they rethemed it to Tarzan, and it wasn't even a good retheme, frankly.
No, they basically just put some Tarzan stuff in there. Like I don't get me wrong, I liked the Tarzan setup because I mean there was an interesting concept, but yeah, it wasn't really needed because all they did really was just they put some Tarzan, they put some music in there, like jungle music from Tarzan. Yeah, they did some like you had the jaguar, I think, in the tree somewhere, Sabor, or and then you had like some little things all around. It wasn't anything major.
Yeah. So I'm happy about this. Ultimately, once we see how it actually shakes out. Oh, cracking another one, huh?
Yeah, this is a lemon one.
Right on. So one of the upcoming games that we've talked about a couple different times, because we're nerds, we love video games, and we love pretty much everything Marvel.
True that.
Midnight Suns is coming out in the near
Yep.
future. And something that was announced and they have started doing are these prequel shorts.
Yeah.
They're 7, 8, 9 minutes, and the intention with these is to set up the story for once you start playing the game, why we are where we are.
Yeah.
This is the second one. They're coming out, it looks like weekly, up to the release. And so, have you watched any of them?
I watched this one.
What'd you think?
I mean, the animation's actually pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused. With I need to watch the first one for sure now. But like in the like the lead up, the what you call it, the opening credits, is Scarlet Witch a bad guy in this one? Is she with the bad guys? I don't know. I guess I'll have to watch the first one to really understand that. But hey, we'll see.
I like that they're doing this though.
No,
I think
it's you can actually just get into the game. I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna put these like in the game, like at the beginning, like so you can watch them leading, like they have it already, and like in the game, so you can watch them. But I mean, you can watch them on YouTube. So
Zootopia Plus dropped this week on
yeah,
Disney
all
Plus.
episode.
Yep. And they're all shorts, right?
Yeah.
They're what, 4, 5, 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think I watched actually I think I watched pretty much all of them except the one with the sloths, Flash. But yeah, all of them are about I think about 7 minutes maybe. But they all kind of tie into the film, to Zootopia somehow. So
Yeah, I haven't watched them. I'll probably just binge watch all of them like you did once I get there. I just haven't gotten to it. And I loved Zootopia. I thought it was a great film.
Zootopia is an amazing film. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep hoping they'll build Zootopia Land with the Disneyland expansion.
They need to. At least something with the characters, because
Well, and they've done it at other parks around the world. So we got a new trailer, or not a new trailer. We got our first trailer for Idina Menzel, Which Way to the Stage,
which we discussed a while back, which we were totally wrong.
Well,
not completely.
No, and I had said that my suspicion is that it's going to be a documentary where it's like her, telling stories about her past, and then eventually she gets to perform at Madison Square Garden, which is her, her biggest dream, right?
But I think we had talked about it being a if it was like a mini series where she tells her stories, and then some performances from a couple of the shows leading up to Madison Square Garden, and then like the final show is just her Madison Square Garden performance.
Yeah, and it seems like it's probably going to be a film because it says original film.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing it's probably going to be somewhere in that hour and a half, hour 45-minute mark, and they're going to intersplice her singing at Madison Square Garden with the stories.
I guess it's about 2 hours.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it just because I have followed her career from Rent back in the day.
Yeah.
And I do think she is a talented individual. I don't think she's some uber talent, but I do think she is an extremely talented individual.
Yeah, wicked Frozen. I mean, some of the biggest soundtracks that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, simply put, you've got 4 major properties. You've got Rent, Wicked, Frozen, Frozen 2.
Yeah,
like that. There is. A multi-million-dollar career.
Yep.
So I look forward to watching that. I think it probably won't be amazing, but it'll probably be at least enjoyable at moments, especially hearing some of the stories.
Yeah.
I'm a Renthead. My wife is a huge fan of Wicked. I'm
not a big. I like some of the music, and most of the music that I like from Rent is actually her music from Rent. Then
Jonathan Larson's music, but her singing.
Well, no, I mean her singing. I'm sorry, John. Yeah, so I apologize. Yes, her the songs that she sings in. Wicked, great soundtrack. And then Frozen 2 were huge properties again. So I mean, and I enjoyed both of those films as well. So
Yeah. We also just recently got a trailer for Pentatonics Around the World for the holidays. Unite the world in harmony.
so this is like this is their second holiday special, I think. The first
Third.
on Is it the third on I think this is the first on Disney Plus, right?
Yes, their first one was on ABC.
ABC. So it's all kind of Disney involved. But
Yes.
all I know is that my man at the end on the right needs to get rid of that Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yeah, you won't get any argument from me. I've loved Pentatonics ever since the Sing Off.
Right.
I think I got you hooked on them by getting you hooked on the Sing Off, and yeah,
Oh, they're
it's
definitely an enjoyable group. Don't I definitely enjoy Pentatonics, but yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of over their Christmas stuff though, because they've released
that's
a
all they
Christmas album every year since they
they've pretty
became.
much that's pretty much what they've become. They've become a Christmas group.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's again, I enjoy them, but
Some of their other, I mean, I've downloaded some of their not Christmas stuff, and it's actually some of it's pretty good. I mean, I enjoy it, but yeah, their holiday stuff is pretty much what they're known for now. So
agreed. We got another trailer. Well, again, first trailer for
yeah,
Best in Snow, which I I was a little bit surprised. I knew it was going to be a shorter series. I think we talked about it, and I think it's 5 or 6 episodes.
yeah,
Um, and it's, I guess, so it's 4 teams, if I remember correctly. Three,
I think it
yeah,
was five.
four.
It doesn't matter. It's a number of teams.
Yes, it's a couple of teams. They're given a 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot block of snow,
Yeah,
and they need to make
make
a work
something.
of art. And Titus Burgess is the host, and Kermit D. Frog is going to show up.
Yay!
And yeah, it looks like it'll be a fun kind of family show to enjoy.
It's the great fight, the great light fight with snow.
Sure, sure.
It's one of
So
those. It's one of those holiday based competition shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks fun. I'll probably watch it. I don't know if it's releasing weekly or if they're going to dump it. If it's weekly, I'll probably just wait until it's done and binge watch it.
Yeah.
I certainly don't expect it to be something I love as much as Lego Brickmaster. But
Yeah.
by the way, have you watched Lego Brickmaster?
I watched like the first season. I missed like all of last season. I haven't really watched this season. I have it in my Hulu queue.
So you only saw the first, not the second at all, and you haven't started the third.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But I mean, I liked the first season. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I was just like, the second season came and went, and I was like, oh, dang. But yeah, no, I know this season has been going for a few weeks now, so I might just try and get caught up.
Hip Hop Nutcracker coming to Disney Plus on November 25th, just in time for your Black Friday shopping, as well as your Murphy's Inc. listening.
Yeah.
They're trying to compete with us, man.
I know. So what you need to do is first you need to go listen to Murphy's Inc. Then you can watch the Hip Hop Nutcracker. Then you go listen to Murphy's Inc. one more time.
At least you haven't said the other thing. So,
Yeah. That one.
So we got the trailer for Hip Hop Nutcracker. The only person in this thing that I know and that I would even remotely care to see is Reverend Run.
Rev Run.
I've heard of the Jabberwockies. I've seen some YouTube stuff with them dancing and whatnot.
Jabberwockies are dope. I like the
watching this trailer did not interest me at all.
You know what this pretty much reminds me of? It reminds me of Sneakerella that's on Disney Plus right now. It's just kind of a different telling of a story that we already know. So
Well, and you mentioned Sneakerella before when we talked about this, and if this is anything like that, then I guess I won't be going to watch that either.
I mean, like Sneaker, it wasn't one of those things that I was like, I like when I saw it and I was like, eh. And one night I was kind of just like, I was getting ready for bed and I was like, I'm gonna throw this on and watched it and I was like, oh, I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was an interesting story. But yeah, Hip Hop Nutcracker. I've seen the Nutcracker. I don't know how many times. So um, seeing a different kind of telling of it, I'm down.
Fair enough. Well, you let me know how it is,
I will.
because
I'll let you know.
yeah, because I don't think I'll be watching it. Uh, so announcements. We got a cast announcement of the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte.
I think I have to apologize because I remember when we talked about this before, I believe like this was one of the shows that I thought was one of those that was canceled because we had talked about like that was when we were talking about LucasArts is no or Lucasfilms, not LucasArts, but Lucasfilm is no longer allowed to make announcements
Mm-hmm.
based on their track record.
Well, and
And
I think the reason they were allowed to announce this is because they
they've actually started
started.
production on it.
Yeah, and there was also some stills from on the set
Yeah,
with some of these talented individuals. And I'll tell you just off the bat, there's only 3 actors on this of these 9 that I assume are going to be the main principals.
right.
There's only 3 that I know. Carrie Ann Moss, obviously Trinity from The
The
Matrix.
Matrix. Yep. And
Um,
she was also in Jessica Jones, and I think made
mhm.
an appearance in Daredevil or the Defenders, whatever.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Um, Manny Jacinto, who I know from The Good Place,
Yeah.
and thought he was great there. And you should like him because the character he played was a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I liked his character. He plays like a great like in order to play a dumb character in TV and film, you have to be like super smart, and he played it to a T. He was really great.
Unless it's you, then you just got to be yourself.
No, not true. I end up
And
actually
then,
playing smart characters most of the time, which is weird.
yeah, it is. And then, of course, we've got Lee Jung Jae, who
Yes.
is obviously known for the Squid Games.
I didn't realize he won an Emmy for that, which is
Hmm.
I didn't realize he won an Emmy.
But yeah, I don't know any of the other 6 actors. I've never.
When I was going through, and I read what some of them have been in, and I was like, the only one that I know, and I don't even know if she was like a lead in said film, was the one was it Joni Turner Smith. She was in Queen and Slim, which was a film that came out a couple years back. So that's the only film that I'd heard of out of the ones that they said that some of these people have been in, besides The Matrix and Squid Games. So we'll see. I mean, I think this is going to be under what's her name, Kennedy, right?
Well, Kathleen Kennedy is the
Yeah.
president of Lucasfilm, so
Okay, so she'll end up being an executive producer. But John Favreau is he involved in this? Because I know he's involved with pretty much everything else.
yeah, pretty much everything Star Wars television related. Favreau and Filoni are
Okay,
involved.
and Dave Filoni, yeah. So yeah, no, I'm interested. This is one that I thought was canceled. Because all the other ones, we knew Ahsoka was going. We knew Mandalorian. We knew Book of Boba Fett. We knew Andor. We're going or had started or had been on or whatever, and then there was the ones that I watched the Entertainment Weekly that you posted, and they talked about a couple other shows. This was not one of them, so I thought this was canceled as well. But apparently, it is not. It is going, and it's already started production.
Yep. So I think that will be a good series. They've got some strong talent there. So
What's
and
funny? I was just thinking about something. I've been watching. So, are you caught up on Andor or no? Not yet.
I have not watched yesterday's episode. I did
Okay.
watch last week's.
No, so the crazy thing is like in this entire like that entire facility, there were no aliens. They were all human, like humanoid.
Humanoid
There was no like aliens in that whole
that we've seen so far. I would agree.
in that whole complex, which I was like, huh, that's interesting. That was really interesting to me because, but, and then, you know, the whole thing with there hasn't been a whole lot of non humanoid species that have been in the show. I'm not going to ruin it. I mean, this past week, there was a few more that I saw on like, I think it was on, Coruscant, I think. I'm not 100% sure what planet they were on for that one, but like, yeah, I was just like, this is really weird. Like, normally I'm used to seeing, you know, more aliens, the more not just humanoids, but
yeah,
like we talked about, it's a different kind of series. Yeah, I think this week's episode, if I will tell people if they are complaining that there's been too much talking and not enough action, this week there's definitely a lot of action. So
last week's episode was so
tough.
Yeah, but it was so good.
It
Like
was so good.
It was some of the best Star Wars writing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And like the whole episode was like heightened alert and heightened like stress, and like you know, even as a viewer, it was like you felt the
Yeah.
stress of the moments, and I thought it was extremely well done.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like that was
It felt
the end of that episode was like the end of that episode was so satisfying. Like when they're walking away, that was one of the most satisfying moments of this series.
Yeah, it definitely does not feel like a Star Wars series that we've been accustomed to, but it does feel like it's in the Star Wars universe. So
but the thing
I
is
love
that
it.
Well, we talked about this before. There are other things going on in this galaxy. There aren't just lightsaber battles. There's not just stormtroopers running around everywhere. There are other stories going on. This is the beginning. This is the beginnings of the rebellion. The beginnings of the rebellion are not going to be pretty. They're just not. Oh, and it was actually good seeing. What's his Forrest Whitaker back.
Indeed.
Finally. But yeah, like it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be it's going to be ugly. It's going to be gritty. It is what it is. It's just got to be it is what it is, and enjoy it for what it is. That's what you don't think about it. Don't try and compare it to anything else. Compare it's on its own, and then when it's done, watch Rogue One.
Right. Well, and so here's the one question that I have, and don't tell me if it comes up in yesterday's episode because I haven't seen it, but the one thing that has really tickled my brain since Andy Serkis has shown up is the character he's playing who becomes Snoke. Because if you remember, Andy Serkis played Snoke in episode 7.
Oh.
And so I've seen nothing alluding to it, and so far there hasn't been anything that's given me the impression that it's going to go there.
No.
So I'm just wondering if he's truly just playing a completely different character, because I don't know why in this day and age you would cast an actor in another role unless there's going to be some kind of tie that we're going to eventually find out.
Might be. I mean, I guess it's kind of a Josh Brolin playing Thanos and Cable.
Two different
universes,
right?
I guess.
I mean, that's the only thing.
I don't see why. I mean, well, we don't really understand how the dark side works, because why would you have if Snoke was behind the rebellion, why would you even have the rebellion? Why would you create it to join the dark side? Or I don't know, because I mean with with what's his bucket? Sidious. Huh? Huh? Huh?
right?
Huh? Yeah.
You see, like that's where I'm like, is it going to go there? Are we going to get
Hmm.
something? Because we never were given who the heck is Snoke.
Yeah.
There was
There's nothing.
never.
There's nothing about who's like. Even if you go to Wikipedia, there's nothing really about Snoke on there.
Yeah, you would think, when they did what was the series? Was it Rebellion?
Rebels,
Was it Rebels?
the animated one.
The one that took place between 6 and 7.
Oh,
Wasn't that Rebellion?
no, Rebellion's like between like it's between like the what was Empire Strikes Back and New Hope type stuff. But no, that's so you're talking about Resistance.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing of reference in there either.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
haven't really watched. I need to go back and finish Resistance. I started it, but I never finished it.
yeah, that's the only reason. And you can see he's got the blue eyes just like he does. I don't know. I mean, I could be off base. I could be wrong, but I just don't see why they would have cast him in this role
I didn't
unless
even
it
think.
was.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, there. I mean, it very well could be. It could be. I mean, there might be some sort of reference to it in this series. We don't know. Like, I know there was no reference to it, at least and I can tell you for sure there was no reference to it this past week.
Great, thanks. So yeah, that was all of our prepared content. Let's jump back over to the election page because we've got some updates. It is now up to 90%. Oh, it just updated again. Looks like it's still at 90%, but some of the numbers did change a little.
Yeah.
So Lombardo's still got a 27,000 vote lead, 3%. Down here, we've got Laxalt still has about the same lead, 8,000 votes.
Everything else looks pretty much the same. Oh, did they?
Yep, that
confirm that. They confirmed that one.
Yeah, so District 2 has been confirmed. Let's see. Anything else of interest?
Everything else is pretty much the same.
Those were already confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
This has closed, or no, this is still the same. Yeah, so nothing's changed, even though it went up to 90. It jumped 6%, but nothing appears to have actually changed.
It looks like some numbers. It looks like some of the numbers went up, but that's not it.
Yeah, percentage-wise, they stayed about the same. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, by the time we meet next week, we'll actually have a governor-elect. We'll have a senator-elect, and
yeah, we'll see what's going on.
So, is there anything else going on with you that you'd like to share with the viewing, listening audience out there?
Nah, man. I think we're good. Thank you to all the veterans out there for your service. We appreciate you.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so yes, that is.
So we definitely appreciate you and what you do, because put your lives on the line for our freedom. So we appreciate that,
and for our rights to vote.
Yes, that too.
Yes, absolutely. If you are serving or have served, thank you.
Yep.
One last thing, I think. When are you going to go see Black Panther?
Oh, yeah. I think I got that. I think I'm probably going to see it next Tuesday before the show.
Why so long?
Or not Wednesday? Maybe Wednesday. I don't know. Just because, like, I mean, I've tried to work some overtime, so
I mean, you could go tonight. Probably you could probably go not long after we're done here.
Yeah, that's true. I got some. I got some stuff I can do here first, but I do need to talk to my brother because maybe we'll go on Monday. We might go on Monday before after he gets off of work or whatever. So we might go.
I am going at 9:20 tomorrow.
Okay. Well, you enjoy yourself. Um, I'm really excited for this film. So, uh,
From
yeah.
what I have read, and obviously I think there's a lot of stuff that gets trumped up on this film, but and we'll see. But um, I have read that it is the top film of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and
Damn. That's,
yes, my wife does want to let everyone know that tomorrow is Pepero Day.
what's that,
Um,
dude?
11/11 is Pepero. Have you ever heard of Pocky?
Pocky.
It's like the stick candy,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
Oh, is it the one?
biscuits.
Is it the pret? No, it's the pretzel with the chocolate on top, with the something or other. I think
Um, Hold on.
or it looks like a pretzel. I don't know.
I'll, I'll I'll just go ahead and bring up an image so you can see. So this is it's kind of a, how do you say, like quasi Korean holiday.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
these are pepero. They come in many different flavors,
Oh,
and
I think I've seen these. I don't
you've
think I.
probably seen Pocky because Pocky is the standard one that's here in America.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen pepperoni, but I know, like, yeah, I think I've seen the because that's kind of what those pretzels underneath, right? Or are they?
It's not pretzels. It's basically like a biscuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but it's covered like it's got chocolate.
We'll see in this one, instead of it being cookies and cream, it's white cookie.
White cookie.
White cookie. And then down here, white chocolate.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's we generally have Pocky here at the house. They're fun to eat. They sell them at Costco. So
Yeah. Huh?
well, at least at this Costco.
Yeah. I think it's weird. I'm kind of upset because some of the stuff you get up there, I don't get down here, and I'm like, yo, we're only a couple hundred miles apart. That's unacceptable.
Well, and how many Costcos do you have in the Vegas area?
There are two that I know of. There's going to be a third one, but the two that I know of, one's down the road from me, on St. Rose. The other is near Marks and Sunset. So it's in Henderson, but it's like back a ways. There's a third one. I don't remember where that's opening up, but I heard they're building it right now.
So you actually have 4 Costco wholesales and 1 Costco business center.
Oh, I know the business center, but that's like near like downtown. So the business center is like just for like you actually have to have the business card for that one, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like, based on where you're located, you've got one that's over by Seven Hills, and probably your next closest one is over. Looks like it's over at what they say is Midway.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'd have
it's east of the airport. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, no. Like I said, the only ones that I know of, there's a Sam's Club. There is one Sam's Club, or that I know of. Oh no, 2 Sam's Clubs. There are, like I said, the 2 Costcos that I know of. There might be another Costco that I'm not sure. There might be more Costcos.
So the little red circles, those are the ones around the edges. Those are the 4 Costcos, and then the one in the middle is the Costco business.
Built around it, huh?
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I said,
Mike Aftius checking in.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo. And Jenny asks, does your Costco have the Homedic Sandscape?
What?
It's something that I actually want.
I know what Homedic is. They have like a lot of the foot massagers and things like that, and hand warm.
So it's they do sell it at Costco, but unfortunately, we have not been able to find it at any of the Costco's up here.
Mhm.
I'm pulling up an image right now. Um, give me just a moment. Here we go. So this is so what it does is that little ball. There's like a
Uh-huh.
magnet underneath it,
Uh-huh.
and so what it does is over the course of a couple of hours, it will draw the design, and then it has like there's this ring around it where it's light, and you can
Mhm.
change it to whatever color you want. But yeah, see that design that's there right now?
Yeah.
That is
That's
one of
made
the
by that little ball.
yeah. It just moves around.
Interesting. Is there like a soothing sound or something that makes, or is it
No,
just
no,
it's a piece?
nope.
Oh.
And
Does it change?
yes,
Oh.
it's not just that. There's like preloaded something like 100 different things it can do.
Oh, okay.
And yes, Mike. Also, Mike is from Secret
Radios.
Heritage House as well.
Yeah.
But Radio Story Hour, get in the car.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that must be from your
Murder
show.
it's Murder by Garlic. Yeah.
Yes, Mike is, as I said, one of the guys from over at Secrets of Heritage House originally. I remember his first recording session. Actually, I was on, and um, yeah, it was interesting. He's also an artiste. I don't
Yeah.
know if Mike has a website to purchase his art, but if so, throw it in the chat, and we can throw it out there.
Yeah, we have no problem with plugging
Sure, why not?
our friends.
As long as we get 10%. I mean,
What?
but yeah. So
Plug
ultimately,
fees.
this thing is pretty cool. I've wanted one. I've talked about it to my wife many times before, and so when we saw that Costco's carrying it now,
Hey,
I want.
send me the info. I'll check.
Yeah, because I can order it online,
Yeah.
but Jenny really wants to see it in person.
Oh.
And so I think if they have it in one of your stores, if you can,
Yeah,
like, take some video of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely I will if I can send me that info through our Facebook chat, and then I will look up and see if I can find it.
Awesome. So what? Yeah. Anything else going on?
No,
Anything
man.
else to discuss?
No, good couple days off, and gonna be getting back to work here for tomorrow. So, I'm just it's always good to see you, my friend.
Indeed, it is good to see me, and
Oh, wow.
I'm about to start my 3-day weekend, so it'll be
Yeah.
good for me.
We got some yes, excuse me. We got some episodes to listen to. We got some notes to write. It's gonna be fun times. We got work to do.
Indeed, and yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. So be on the lookout in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Episode 1 of Murphy's Inc. will be dropping, and it's going to be a really good show. And I think we're
That's 3 times.
Yeah.
We avoided the other one, so that was okay.
Well, I mean, the show is coming soon in 2 weeks, and so they've got to get it on as much as possible, I guess.
Yeah, make sure they know. Make sure the people know. Next week we'll just change the header too. We'll just make the header all yeah. I was about to say the whole thing, and I was like, "Yikes! Better stop."
I guess they took your suggestion.
Yeah, should change that. And but yeah, no, hey guys, thank you for joining us. Of course, if you have any questions or comments later, hit us up on our Facebook page or any of our other social media sites, and we'll get back to you.